I was working with an ACT student today, and from one week to the next, he jumped up 3 points, going from a 24 to a 27 in the math section. That's from the 73rd percentile all the way up to the 88th percentile. And he did it by employing two strategies that I teach to all my students, and I think it'll be helpful for you as well. The ACT math is 60 questions over 60 minutes, and they're roughly arranged in order of difficulty. The first 20 are the easiest, the middle 20 are the medium, and then the last 20 or so are the hardest. And again, it doesn't fall into this exactly, but generally speaking, as you get further into the test, the harder the questions are. So I tend to look at the questions group like this. We look at the first 30, and to make sure that you get those correct, those first easy 30 questions, the first half of the test, and then we break the second half of the test down into two chunks, kind of the medium section and then the last section, because kids are usually pressed for time on that last section, that last 15, 20 minutes or so of the test, and really pushing. So our strategy is a little different. All right, let me show you what my student did. Here on the left, you can see his first test. So in the first 30, he missed 9 questions. In the next 30, he missed 8 questions, or in the next 15, he missed 8, and in the last 15, he missed 7 questions. And we really focused on slow down. He was rushing, trying to answer all of the questions, and he was missing ones that he easily could have answered, right? In the first section, those first 30, he was capable of answering all of those questions. So that was the first advice. Slow the heck down. And he did. And look at what he did on the second test, which is here on the right. He got all of his 30, he got all of the first 30 correct. And he picked up 9 points. That was the biggest change in his score, picking up 9 points on that section. Now, as a result, he slowed down, right? He slowed down to pick up those 30 points, so he was more rushed at the end because he used up more of that time in the beginning. But if you look at this last chunk, he only missed 6 at the end. In the other test that he got, he missed 7. So he spent less time on this. So how did he get 1 more right than he did before, even though he had a lot less time on these last 15? Well, he had a better guessing strategy. Originally, he would look at each question and try and solve it, and then look at the answers and try to pick out what the best answer was. And he'd do that even when he couldn't solve it, when he was pressed for time or didn't know how to solve it. He'd look over the answers and try to guess which one looked the likeliest. And I changed that. I asked him to choose A. To just, when you don't know and are doing a wild guess, pick one letter and stay with that letter. And I marked his guesses here on the right. And you can see he guessed a lot at the last, but look how lucky he got. He chose one letter and he got 46% of the ones that he guessed correct. Now that's pretty high because statistically we'd expect 1 in 4 to be right. We'd expect 25% of those to be right. And he got lucky and got 46% correct. And sometimes that's how that works. So he got 1 more right here than he did on the first section. So that's a total of 10 more points in the raw score, and that equal to 3 points in the scaled score. So again, he went from a 24 to a 27. That's the 73rd percentile to the 88th percentile, all by employing 2 simple strategies. 1, slow down and focus on those first 30 to make sure you've got them right. And 2, when you don't know, don't randomly guess. Just choose A and move on.